your time starts now. Chef, today you'll be working with avocados, fresh peaches, chicken breasts, and bratwursts. Chef, your time starts now.
I feel like every round in this competition he's wanted me to make a taco. So when I saw these ingredients, my mind just thinks straight to making a taco.
Now this is a double protein challenge, which on the surface doesn't sound too bad, but this chef knows the difficulty that involves. You have two entirely different dishes here. You've got the skinless, boneless, flavorless chicken breast, and then you also have the fatty, spiced bratwurst. How they're gonna go together, it's gonna be interesting to see.
In order to combine the two, instead of having two separate ingredients, I figured I would just blend them all into one, since the bratwurst has saltiness and the chicken has no flavor.
We also see that Chef Susan has gotten the food processor. She could be using this to break down the chicken breast and maybe even combine it to make a ground chicken, which she could use for any number of things. If that's the direction she's going in, she's really setting herself up for success.
I put the chicken in the food processor with the bratwurst to combine the two to enhance the flavor, and I also add a little bit of salt.
It appears she is indeed making a ground meat combination. Both of these proteins, though, are almost entirely without flavor. Which direction she goes in with this, it'll be interesting to see.
Since these weren't like spicy bratwursts or anything, I thought I'd enhance the flavor with some garlic powder, some pepper, and some more salt. Ooh! I'm not making a sauce, so I thought the protein should have a lot of flavor.
So Chef Susan is adding into her ground meat large amounts of garlic powder, paprika, and red pepper flakes. And now it looks like she's pulled out a bit more fresh garlic as well. It's tough to say yet which direction she might be going in. It would make more sense to go in a meatball or a pasta or a taco direction. "20 minutes, chef." With only 20 minutes left, Chef Susan has started cooking some oil and butter on the skillet. It looks like she's got her meat all prepared and ready to cook, but what's left, the avocados, they're pretty neutral flavor, very fatty, and not too much else. The peaches though, that is a delicate sweet flavor, and this chef in the past has struggled a little bit with that fresh fruit flavor.
So I try to get the chicken going as soon as I can because I know it has to cook a lot, and I want it to brown and kind of get a little crispy to add another depth of flavor.
There is a distinct and strong odor of garlic here in the quarantine shop kitchen, and it smells delicious. But with every step she takes in that direction, she is making it a little bit more difficult for herself to get those other two flavors to shine through.
My thought was to use the avocado to make a crema, but then I didn't check the pantry to see if we had limes. I assumed we didn't, so I figured I would just use the avocado to garnish it.
So Chef Susan has diced the avocado. It looks like she's grabbed an heirloom tomato fresh from the garden, and then some cilantro as well. So we may, for the first time in Quarantine Kitchen, be getting tacos.
The peaches, I was going to use that to make a peach salsa.
Just 10 minutes left, chef.
At this point, I realized that I probably definitely 100% won't have time to make any type of sauce. I know I'm likely to be dinged for it at the end, but what can you do?
It looks like Chef Susan is painstakingly peeling each of these individual peach slices. It's probably gonna help her a lot in the end because that's not gonna add much but a fibrous, fuzzy sort of texture. How she's gonna use these though? This judge is on the edge of his seat.
Personally, when I used to make tacos at home, I would just add avocados plain like that to add just creaminess to it, hoping that the judge would appreciate natural flavors. A lot of Mexican dishes have mango salsa, so that's why I figured why not do a peach salsa?
These are an heirloom variety of tomato called Lincoln, which is native to the region. Meatier than most, but so much more flavor inside.
My biggest weakness in the kitchen would be my ability to chop up vegetables. It takes me the longest time, and that's where it really is gonna hurt me.
Please do not try that at home. Only 4 minutes left, Chef. Start thinking about plating.
I don't know why I always run down to the wire. I know the tortillas don't take that long to cook. It just takes a little bit of flipping on the open fire on each side.
It is all starting to come together now as Chef Susan throws her corn tortilla shells directly onto the open flames. It's going to provide a lot of char and unlock a lot of those flavors inside. The only problem now is she going to have enough time to put together a composed dish? Metal directly onto the non-stick skillet, a decision that many of us here in the quarantine kitchen find painful. Six, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hands up!
I think these are gonna be delicious. I know they are. Chef, today I've made for you a chicken and bratwurst taco with a peach salsa and avocados. Enjoy.
You have the charred tortilla shells, you've got the cooked ground meat, you've got the salsa. Chef Susan, do you know which one component of the taco that you're missing here?
I don't feel like I'm missing any components of this taco. This is exactly how I wanted it to be served.
You're missing a sauce. You're missing some of that heat from the spice.
The salsa is the sauce, and heat isn't always needed for a taco. I feel like that's also a personal preference, and I feel like you should be more objectively judging.
And I will add that your salsa is objectively bland. The peaches, they're very mildly sweet, but they're bland. The avocado, I thought I saw you add salt, but it is bland and a bit sour. The tomato, it's sweet, it's acidic, but it's bland. If I get a bite without the sausage, it's a bland, dry bite.
I see you're picking at the individual things and eating them, but they're supposed to be meant to be eaten as an entire bite. And if you can't get the whole thing to mesh together in your mouth, I feel like that's not my problem.
It is your problem. It is a dish you composed. If I get a bite with a lot of that meat in it, it is very flavorful. It does have salt, it's got juicy fat, it's got spice, it's got a lot of flavor. If I get anything other than a lot of meat in one bite though, there's not much of that coming across. I think what the salsa needed was a little bit more salt, a little bit more pepper, and then just a sauce to bring this whole thing together. This is not a bad dish. It's just missing a vital component there. And I think that's the sauce. I'm ready to make my judgment now. For presentation, it did contain all the things I wanted there. It had a lot of colors going on. It had a lot of shapes, sizes. It looked interesting, it looked good, it looked fresh. So for that, I award you 5 points. For flavor, this is where I have an issue. I think it needed a little bit more salt, I needed a little bit more flavor in that salsa, and then I really think that I needed a sauce to tie this together. So for flavor, I give you 3 points. For creativity, this is a tough challenge basket with 2 proteins, especially with one of them being so bland. I think you did a great job of incorporating those 2 together to making one pretty tasty chicken and pork sausage. I think you did a great job of bringing in those other Hispanic flavors to make this taco. There's nothing there that shouldn't be, and all of the flavors that you brought belong there. So for creativity, I don't think there's anything I can deduct for. So for creativity, I award you 5 points as well. Chef Susan, that is a win.